The Pittsburgh Steelers controlled their own playoff destiny, unlike last year, where we had to wait and see if Joe Flacco could help us with the Jets. That didn't happen. He lost. Kenny Pickett and the crew didn't get in. They went 9-8. It all fell apart right near the end. In that there was a chance last year. I think we had to win 6 games. 6 games had to go in our favor, and the very last one was the Jets beating the Dolphins, and Joe Flacco effed the bed. So this year, though, the Steelers being 7-4, they kind of control their own destiny because they have the Cardinals, Patriots coming up, the next 2 games. So that is Sunday football, then goes into Thursday night football. So a short turnaround from those 2 games. If the Steelers get these 2 wins and move to 9-4, they have a pretty big break. Have a big break of about, 9 days before they go out to Indy to versus the Colts. Then they have a week away from the Cincinnati Bengals Saturday game, which is my birthday. So that Bengals game, I'll be streaming at 8:30 a.m., being my 24th, turning 34, which is fantastic. And look, we know we can beat them. We know the Steelers can beat the Bengals now. And by that time, after 4 weeks, I hope to see them getting 30 points and absolutely laying the absolute smackdown and taking care of the Bengals on my birthday. It would be awesome to see. Then they're going to finish with the Seattle Seahawks away. So they go all the way out the West Coast, and they come back to Baltimore Ravens to finish the year. Could be a chance. There could be a very big chance that the last game in Week 18 could be for the division. If the Ravens continue to win out all their games, but they have tougher schedule, they have the Dolphins, the Niners, I think Rams in there, so a bit more tougher teams. However, if these 2 teams keep going forward and winning, we win all our games, we win all 6 in a row, and the Ravens win 5 in a row, it comes down to the last game. If the Steelers beat the Ravens, we therefore have the tie, the divisional tie, and that means we would win the AFC North. So right now, look, we're getting to the point where it is playoff football. The Steelers have fired Matt Canada. They've now got Kenny Pickett looking for middle of the field. Freiermuth having a go. The running game's been fantastic. I think they've got the best yards in 3 games, over 500 yards running the rock since like 2004. I saw a stat, something similar to that. So these guys are getting at it. And I think if they can come back home to Heinz Field, which also Kenny Pickett called a Heinz Field too, they can verse the Cardinals, they can verse the Patriots in a 1-2 punch, get that done, and improve to 9-4. I think a lot of Steelers fans would be a bit more hopeful about the team. Now, for me, I always think they're going to win Super Bowl. But if you take off the black and gold goggles and they take care of business, that is beating the Cardinals and beating the Patriots, 1-2, move to 9-4, you're thinking, hang on a minute. Hold up. Can we win the division, first of all? And then if you win 2 or 3 games, you have a chance to go to the playoffs, right? Because talking about playoffs, Baltimore has the first seed right now. They're 9-3. They have the bye. KC has the second seed. They're 8-3 because, of course, they're winning their division. Jacksonville winning their division, the AFC South. They're 8-3. They're third. Miami's 8-3 as well, winning their division. They're fourth. Now, the Pittsburgh Steelers are 5th in the seeding for the wild card. We're 7-4. The Browns are 7-4, but they lost the game last week. And the Colts are a sneaky team right now at 6-5 on the 7th seed. Okay, so you don't see any Bills in there. You see the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I still see the media saying the Steelers don't deserve to be there. I saw one comment on the internet just from some random fan said that the Steelers were lucky, like just all luck, like the 7-4 record was just luck. Which that makes no sense to me. These players, they play way too hard to say it's just all luck. Like, you've got Cameron Hayward, you've got all these blokes hitting as hard as they can, running every down, playing football. That's what they're doing. They're playing 60 minutes of football. Look, some luck comes involved, but a lot of it is skill, determination, motivation, and all those kind of things. And you just can't say, it's luck. The Steelers are lucky. Steelers are only playing no-hope teams. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you play football, you verse the guy in front of you, you play as hard as you can, and the Steelers are getting their job done that way. So that's kind of cool to see. We are the 5th seed right there. If the season were to end today, they would verse Miami. So I think, you know what? To me, to be honest, these teams are beatable. I think there's no team like the Eagles on the other side saying, we get absolutely pumped. If you go to the teams like KC, we've beaten them before in the playoffs. I know they've got us before too. Mahomes, I don't think he's playing that great this year, and their offense, that could be a good defense versus him. We could maybe sneak away and win. Jacksonville, they have the number on us right now, but that'd be a revenge game. Then you have Miami, who we've beaten in the past too. So these teams can be beatable. I know some fans out there will be like, oh, if we get to the playoffs, what's the point? That makes no sense to me. You play to win the game, you play to get to the playoffs, and then you cheer them on, and you support them to win. So I understand when they there's no point. Mike Tomlin, we don't just want we want playoff wins. We don't want regular season wins. Well, the only reason how you get to the playoffs is by winning regular season games. And Coach Tomlin is 2 away. He's 7-4. He's 2 away from another non-losing season. I know a lot of fans don't like that, but it's pretty fantastic. Also, Coach Tomlin just moved into, I think, the 16th spot or 15th spot for most wins at 170, and he was a fifth fastest to do so. So everyone wants Coach Tomlin out of here. Makes no sense to me. The bloke wins games. He gets his team ready and now has the Steelers ready to go to the playoffs, being 7-4. And the next few games, that being the Cardinals, Patriots, Colts, and Bengals, if you can win 3-1 out of those 4, or at least go 9-4 over the next 2, you have a huge advantage in getting ready for the playoffs. You're getting guys like Minka back. His offense is now working by getting Kenny Pickett to roam the middle of the field and actually look like a good quarterback out there. I've always had faith. I'm not saying that I've never been off him. I think you still give him this year, next year, and then you determine if he's going to be the franchise guy. And by that time, he'll be like 29. So maybe you give him a contract. That's ages away. Anyways, with this next few games, you go focus on Cardinals. You get it done. You move to 8-4. And by this time, if they do go to 8-4, they still will remain in the 5th seed. The Baltimore Ravens won't move this week because they're on a bye. However, we still have that win over Baltimore. If you go back to the schedule from this year, they've got wins over the Browns. They've got wins over Baltimore, that's 2. And they've got a win over Cincinnati. They're 3-1 in the division, right? That's fantastic. So they have if they beat Baltimore again, they'll tie if they go the whole way, and next minute they can win the AFC North. So to me, guys, I do believe they can make the playoffs. I have great faith in this team. All you got to do is just beat the Cardinals, beat the Patriots, and improve to 9-4. Once they're 9-4, I think Steel fans will start to really perk up and go, oh, hang on. Maybe I shouldn't have threw my fan card on the ground and then stepped over, or maybe I shouldn't have jumped off the train and now running past. The train's been moving. And there are fans who jumped off, and there are fans who said, I'm done with Kenny Pickett. I can't stand him. I am done. He's a loser. We've got to trade him. He's a bust. And now they're running back. Now that the train's in front and they're running back. They're like, oh, man, can I get back on, please? It's like, you just got to just watch how the season goes from start to finish. And right now, there has been some really bad losses. There's been the first loss in week 1. There's been the Jaguars loss and also the Texans. And then the Browns game where we couldn't go down the field in the last 5 minutes to win. But that's football. And also that game helped fire Matt Canada. So it's kind of good in some sense. If the Steelers now can move on and take care of business, that is getting rid of the Cardinals and containing Murray and making him force the ball and sack him and stuff like that, and win that game and set themselves up for a big game with the Patriots, who are on the back foot, this could be the chance where the playoffs could be in sight. And the wild card is there for sure. If you win 9-4, that's right in your grasp. But then the next point is to go and win the AFC North. I don't know, guys. I find this stuff all kinds of exciting. I think the Steelers having a chance to be in the playoffs this year is something we kind of expected, or we had a lot of hope in the preseason with, like, okay, new team, Omar Khan, all these buys, all these kind of things. And then the next minute we saw the 49ers take us to town, and a lot of fans just went, oh my goodness, why was I so invested? Then we saw the sluggish start throughout the year, and they were sneaking away with wins, and we're like, well, we don't deserve to win those games versus Baltimore. We don't deserve to win these games. But it doesn't matter. A win is a win is a win. And now the team is playing good offensive football where they're actually moving the ball with certain players like Pickens, DJ, or Muth, and actually getting first downs. It looks like a competent offense. This could be a scary time for other AFC teams in the division or outside the division. And next minute, we can have a chance to win a wild card game for the first time in 4 years. I know that's what Mike Tomlin, non-supporters want. All I want is a playoff win. You might get it this year. You might get 1 or 2 playoff wins from Mike Tomlin. But first of all, it starts with a Cardinals win, and a Patriots win too. Anyways, guys, that's it. There's Greenberg. By the way, Greenberg said we're nothing a few weeks ago too. A lot of the media guys out there, a lot of Pittsburgh Steelers media too, they flip-flop. They go, oh, this team sucks, got to trade their house. Then they win a game, they're like, oh, this team's going to the playoffs. I believe the Steelers can go to the playoffs. All right, guys, I'll see you later.